because a lot of times men are not allowed to get angry anymore. And you're going to say you're full of it. No, or they're going to say if you have anger issues if you blow up. Men are not allowed to do that anymore. That's just not allowed.
Well, they're not allowed to be toxic. There's a difference. Anger is a normal, natural feeling, and it tells us that something is not right and we have to address it. But in our culture, angry women are ugly. We cannot be angry as a woman. But as a man, that's one of the few emotions that is allowed and that is sanctioned. However, when it gets carried away, it can become very toxic. And I have seen raging men go crazy to the point that they don't even remember what happened. And in my book, Real Men Don't Go Woke, I talk about Will Smith. He didn't even know what had happened to him or with him during that award show where he slapped Chris Rock. He didn't have any idea. And this is what we don't want to get out of hand. So I have a three-step process: frame it, claim it, tame it. Let me tell you very quickly. You frame your anger. You feel the bubbling up inside. You step back as though you're watching the anger from afar, and you're watching that person who is you from afar. And you walk back and you're watching all the interactions as though you are not there. That's the frame it part. Claim it is while you're standing far off the frame, you are watching and claiming what's really going on here. Am I really angry at her? Or am I angry at the fact that my parents gave me up for adoption? Am I angry that my boss fired me? Am I angry that my kid told me, you're just a toxic dude? I mean, you have to define what is going on inside you. So that's, you have frame it, that's the claim it, where you claim what's going on inside you. And then the third part, very simple: tame it. That does not mean, however, tame him or her, because you ain't never going to tame anybody else. You are going to tame your emotions and how you are feeling because you have already distanced yourself and created that frame. Simple? Yes, but you have to think about it while you're raging. And that's the hard part.
Think about it while you're raging. Interesting point you're making here. Because I think that you might believe this, but men that are not allowed to use their emotions, not allowed to get angry, you think they're still allowed in society. I don't
Oh,
agree with you. I don't think so.
it's in my book. It's one of the few emotions that is allowed and sanctioned. And when you look, did you ever see an angry woman, Neil? She is disgusting. Nobody wants to deal with her. Oh, she's so angry. Nobody likes that. But when a man is angry, he is somehow interpreted as being a man who is powerful. He is allowed to be angry, not crazy angry like Diddy style, but angry. He's really angry. And that is permitted in our culture. And that's terrible. I mean, it's terrible that we can allow our men to go off the deep end and then have to try to catch them after the fact. That's
I
not
think I
fair
think
to our men.
I think it's sports related. I think it's now for you who believes in definitely law of attraction. You definitely look at things happen for a reason. Do you think anger leads to more problems for men when they're angry?
Oh, of course, because if they lose control of what's happening, I mean, they're so raging that they don't even know what's bubbling up inside of them. That's why I created frame it, claim it, tame it. So you step back out of this frame and you look at yourself as though you are holding up your cell phone, taking a photo, and you say, who the heck is this person? And you know what? When I was doing anger management, I would put men on camera and one man said, oh my God, I can't believe I spoke that way to her. I can't believe this. They have no idea when they're in that moment. But it's been sanctioned by the culture.
It's been sanctioned by the culture, but doing the research of you being a performance coach, when you look at entrepreneurs who are always angry and always going off on the deep end, is if they were able to stay even keel, would they be in better shape? They'd make more money.
If they were in the moment, if they had their sanity at that moment, when they go off the deep end, they have lost control.
So
See,
how do you define if you're off the deep end?
well, when you're out of control and you don't know what you're doing, and then you walk back and you say, wait a minute, I signed that agreement. I gave away too much of the company. Why did I do that? And I have worked, you're laughing. I have worked with men who had that happen to them. One guy was going through a horrendous divorce. He didn't even know what he was doing. And his constant anger continued for a very long time. And he couldn't believe he got rid of he signed away the company. And then he wanted to get it back. And his partner said, adios, Buster. No way. So you have to know that this is happening to you while it's happening to you. That is the trick.
Hmm.
Look, we saw it play out at the awards with Will Smith. We saw what happened, and when he went back and spoke to some of his friends, one of his friends, Tyler Perry, and it's in the book, he said he didn't even know what happened. He said, "What happened?" And I commented that this is probably the truth, that he did not know that he was undergoing such overwhelming stress.
Okay. Interesting. So if men own this thing, your process, and do you write this in your book too? This process?
Yep.
And so, but you really have worked with people that have gone off the deep end in a
Yeah.
business meeting and have
Oh,
messed things up. Or I
well,
think it has a lot to do with women, can be the men's downfall to go off the deep end and not know where they're at.
well, if they are with the right woman, that won't happen. With the right woman, she will say, "Are you serious? Are you?" I mean, she might, depending upon the guy and his personality, she might say, "Are you sure you want to go into the meeting in that state of mind? Are you this? Are you that?" She might probe him with some questions. But if she is buying into his anger and screaming back at him and accelerating the process, that's a bad relationship.
Yeah. All right. Best place people can go is drgilda.com. And also, you got to follow her on all the different social media platforms. And someday there'll be she has 20 TikToks, and maybe you'll find the right TikTok for her. But again, it's LinkedIn. She's the queen. You want to learn LinkedIn? Go to drgilda.com, contact her. She can help you with LinkedIn. Appreciate it, Dr. Gilda.
See you, Neil.
All right.